So hello, and you are very welcome to the first day and our introduction to secondary school maths. So as it's the first day, and as well as the exercise being introduced, I'm going to have a little talk about what we're doing in secondary maths. So in maths in secondary school, we're going to be solving problems the same as you were before. We're taking information from the world around us. We're combining that information to find out new information. So let's have a look at an example. Mary is 3 years older than John. John is 10 years old. How old is Mary? So we have two pieces of information, the age of how much older Mary is, and the age of John, and we're finding out some new information. How old is Mary? So that's a simple example that is clear enough to you. So let's have a look at slightly more difficult examples. So Phil is Tom's father. He's 37 years old, and 3 years ago Phil was 4 times as old as his son was then. How old is Tom? So again, I'm not going to explain to you how to do this just yet, but what I'm saying is you're taking information from the outside world, you're writing that information down, possibly in a kind of a mathematical way, and you're combining it to find out the new information that Tom is now 11 years old. Let's look at a difficult example that you might not look at until much later, maybe in physics. So this one, it shows a weighted object that undergoes a roller coaster motion until it comes to rest at some point. And to do this, you need to be able to solve maths. You need to be able to take the information from the outside world, put it into formulas that you will learn about if you're doing physics, and then combine them in order to figure out the information that they're looking for, that new information. For example, in this question, how long it takes to stop. So that's a difficult question, but this idea is similar to previous questions. You're taking information from the outside world and you're combining them step by step, possibly using formulas to figure out new information. So let's start out with something that you can understand well. Now, this is the exercise, and what I want you to do here is to create a formula. So instead of just guessing in your head what the answer is, which you can do if you've a good intuition about numbers, you can just guess the answer. But what I want you to do is be clear in your mind of the steps that you're taking to figure out an answer. And to do that, you create a formula. Let's have a look at addition. John has 17 more apples than Mary. If Mary has 9 apples, how many apples does John have? So we can see what we need to do here is we need to add those two values together. So I've written down a formula. That little hashtag symbol means how many Mary has, and then you add how many more John has. So that's our formula. It's easy enough to see in this question that that's what you do, but when you have more difficult questions with numbers that you're not used to working with, then you will really need a formula. So it's a good idea to get the idea of how to move from a question in English to using a formula that explains the steps that you do so you can use it in more difficult circumstances. But for the moment, this exercise is just about adding two numbers together. So have a go at that, and no problems to you.